You hear that? That's the sound of all the Tales Doll fanatics typing angrily on their keyboards, calling me every profanity in the book. Hello, and welcome to Cruel and Unusual Storytime with your host, Simon Dexter. Today we're covering a creepypasta that, for whatever reason, witchcraft, probably, is actually rather popular amongst the community. However, I will be fair to say that there are equal people who hate the story as the people who love it. But for whatever reason, this goofy excuse for a horror story still sits as one of the most popular creepypastas of all time, and Tales Doll himself is considered one of the top characters. If he isn't, I've been led to believe a horrible lie. If he really is, though, I would do everything in my being to stop that from being a fact. Is this video going to stop it from being any more popular? No, I really don't expect it to. Is that going to stop me from tearing at a new one anyway? Of course not. So, ladies and gentlemen, lovers and haters alike, let's dive right in to the Tales Doll curse. Gil and his friend Noah were looking for games for their Sega Saturn at EB Games when they came across Sonic R. Now, why they'd give that game a second glance is beyond me. From what I've seen, it's really not worth it. Gil was going to ask how much it was, but when he got to the counter, the salesperson said for them to take the game for free and get out. Lesson 1, kids, that's not how the world works. Don't believe anyone who says that you can take the game for free. When Noah heard the salesperson say, "Take the game with you," it's not exactly how it was worded, but I guess it doesn't say exactly what the guy said, so I'll let it slide, I guess. He dropped the games he was looking at and ran over to Gil. Oh, goody gumdrops. Dialogue. "Did he say we could have the game for free?" he asked. "You're an observant one, aren't you, Noah?" Gil was going to shake his head no. I don't know why, because he clearly did say you could. When the salesperson said yes, Noah grabbed Gil by his arm and the game and pulled them out of the store to his house, which I'm assuming must have been 2 feet, because it doesn't sound like it was much of a trip. When they got to Noah's house, Noah got his Sega Saturn and Sonic R and put the game in. When the game started, they didn't see Sonic or Knuckles, they only saw what looked like Tails. Noah thought that was just a glitch, or that someone hacked it. Of course you did. But Gil knew it was more than a glitch or a hacked game. Much more. Evil. This is going to be a long one, I can feel it. The first thing they noticed when Noah started the first race was that the track was full dark red and black, and the music that was playing was "Can You Feel the Sunshine?" but played backwards. Why, hello, Captain Cliché. I did not know you would be joining us today. I know, I did. Noah thought that it was a hack, but Gil thought the game was haunted. Well, at least Gil has some sense about him. To a degree. He didn't think that their copy was the only haunted version of the game. What the hell did that even come from? I don't know. He thought all the copies were haunted by Tails. This stuff is coming from nowhere, I swear to God. Okay. When Noah beat the first race, he unlocked Super Sonic. Gil knew that Noah didn't get all 7 Chaos Emeralds, but Noah didn't question how he got him. But he did stand up and cheer for himself. "How did you unlock him so quickly?" asked Gil. "Oh, grand. People who have seen my first video are going to love this, because we're going to read it exactly how it was written." I don't know! It wasn't even over fear. It's just excited. What the fuck? Okay. Continuing. Noah screamed excitedly. "Why are you questioning it, Gil? Something feels weird about this game." I'm sorry, what the fuck was that? Okay. I am Zen. Let me take 5, guys. Sorry about that. I think I got the giggles out of me. Let's continue. Why are you questioning it, Gil? Something feels weird about this game, Gil said. The game feels haunted or something. You've been watching too many horror moves. I read that right. Horror moves. You know, like the Jason Shuffle or the Chucky Slide. That was a horrible joke. Noah said. You know I don't watch that stuff, Noah, Gil said. Noah finished his second race with Supersonic when the game said a challenger was approaching. When the challenger approaching screen faded away, the screen faded into black and stayed black for about 2 minutes. It then cut to a picture of Sonic being violently attacked by what looked like a stuffed animal version of Tails, with a very loud screaming and laughter for a split second. Then it went to the race. Oh, I guess the fun's over, guys. Darn. When the race started, Supersonic was standing on the track by himself, after the ready, set, go. I'm gonna let that cap slide because it was in the game and not actual dialogue, and that does happen in games, so whatever, I'll let it go this time. Was said. Supersonic started to move by himself. Gil looked over to Noah and saw that his hands weren't on the controller. As soon as Supersonic crossed the finish line, Noah was able to control him, and would look like Tails was right behind him. When Supersonic and quote-unquote Tails crossed the finish line, it looked like quote-unquote Tails won, but it said Supersonic won. That's when it said they unlocked the Tails doll, and the Tails doll curse. Oh, they said it. They said it. That's where they get the title from. When this happened, Noah and Gil both looked very confused. Is that a letter? Noah asked. Noah asked Gil, pardon me, and all Gil could do was nod his head. Noah went to play as the Tails doll when the letter opened up. Whatever you do, don't read that letter, Gil warned Noah. And I mentioned this guy overuses periods because he ends all his sentences with periods. I mean, he ends all his dialogue with periods, and it's driving me crazy. But Noah didn't listen and read it anyway. Like every other character in a horror movie who does the same thing, then you laugh at them for dying. What it read was, "Can you feel the sunshine" lyrics backwards. Cryptic. When Noah was done, the TV started to vibrate. And that's never a good sign, kids. Noah took a hammer and started to hit the TV with it. The TV stopped vibrating. Technical advice, everyone. When your TV vibrates, hit it with a hammer! I stopped the TV from vibrating. Thank you for punctuating that. I had no idea what just happened, Noah said. Yes, but now how do we play the game? Gil said. I have a TV in my... What? I'm sorry, it lost me when he repeated what just happened. Okay, whatever. Noah said as he unplugged the system from the now broken TV. So he did break the TV with the hammer. What the fuck is with this story? Know that your mom and dad are going to kill you for breaking the TV, Gil said. Oh, the quotes didn't end. I'm sorry. You do know that your mom and dad are going to kill you for breaking the TV, Gil said. I know, Noah said. But it was worth it. Wow, we all had this dumbass as a friend, didn't we? They then went upstairs to Noah's bedroom. When they got to Noah's bedroom, the broken TV started to vibrate again. And then the Tails doll came out. This is every horror enthusiast's, biggest aneurysm-causing event ever. Because I know it drives me crazy, and I know it drives a whole bunch of other people crazy. Okay. Noah and Gil were now playing a different game because of what happened. Probably the smartest move anyone has ever done in the history of horror stories. That made me very sad to say. Made me very sad. They were playing Sonic Adventure 2 on the Sega Dreamcast when the doorbell rang. Noah and Gil went to answer the door. When they opened it, no one was there. Noah closed the door And when the doorbell rang again, Noah opened the door, and no one was there. This is going to be very repetitive, I can feel it. He closed the door, but kept his hands on the doorknob. The doorbell rang again, and Noah opened the door as fast as he could. But no one was there. I called it, didn't I? The only thing that was there was a Tails doll. Oh, so something at least was there. But I thought he jumped out of the TV. Why wouldn't he just, be nearby and go to them? I think it'd be a little easier, but what do I know, right? Noah brought it inside the house. Bravo! Bravo, Noah. You have won the Idiot of the Year award. Noah brought it inside and washed what looked like blood off of it in the kitchen sink. When he washed the blood off, he sat it up in front of a couple dishes to dry and went upstairs. That's when the Tails doll stood up and flew off the counter right onto the floor, even though it was already in the house, so I'm at a loss for words, really. He then walked to the stairs and he flew up them, and he went to Noah's bedroom. Gil then felt like they were both being watched by something evil. I'm sorry, this from the monster's perspective, I can't help but do the spooky voice. Hey Noah, do you feel like we're being watched? Why didn't you just add by something evil, since you like repeating what you say in dialogue anyway? Gil asks Noah, are you sure you don't watch horror moves? Like the Kruger Jive or the Jigsaw Jig? Stop it, Simon, stop it! Noah asked Gil. Of course, I'm sure, and by the way, spelt course wrong. Nitpicky! Gil said. I have to go to the bathroom, Gil said. You don't have to say Gil said twice, you twit. As he was walking to the bathroom, he saw something out of the corner of his eye. It looked like a Tails doll, so he turned towards his left and didn't see anything. He looked towards his right and didn't see anything. If he wasn't at the corner of one eye, he wouldn't be at the corner of the other. It didn't fucking make sense. Stick with the program. He thought that it was his imagination and went to the bathroom. We know where he's going. You could just say something else, like he continued. Actually, you know what? Never mind. You're right. And when he was going back to the bedroom, he saw something move. So he went to go see what it was. He then saw it move again and walked towards it. Gil saw the Tails doll and walked over to pick it up and bring it to the room. Maybe you should start watching horror movies now, Gil, or, pardon me, horror moves. When he brought it up and showed it to Noah, Noah asked Gil, where did you find it? I found it by the stairs, Gil said. I thought I left it in the kitchen. Anyway, let's play Sonic R again, said no one ever. Noah said. Don't you remember what happened before? Gil said. Yeah, so, Noah said. So do you want to kill your TV too? Gil said. You could say said Gil, so I don't have to keep feeling like I'm saying the same damn thing over and over again. That was a freak accident, Noah said. As he put the game into the Sega Saturn, he then played the tag game, as the Tails doll. And as soon as he tagged the last person, the Tails doll that was in the room came to life, even though it was already alive, so whatever. Noah and Gil both stood up and walked towards the door. Noah opened it, and they both ran as fast as they could down the stairs, and almost got to the front door when the Tails doll fell in front of them and killed Noah with his razor-sharp claws. This made Gil very angry, and he grabbed a baseball bat and started swinging at the Tails doll, each hit missing. Wow, Gil, you suck at this game. He swung one last time before the Tails doll caught it and broke it. Gil then stepped on its head. That's actually a pretty good strategy. Why has no one ever tried that with a doll villain before? That's depressing. Anyway, and ran to the kitchen to get one of kitchen knives. Congratulations, left out a word and you don't know how to pluralize. Awesome. And swung at the doll again. Wait. Oh no, did he cut off the sword bit? Damn it. You see, I've never actually fully read this story before, mostly because I didn't want to. And when I decided I wanted to do it for the show, I wanted to save it for the recording so I could give real responses. But I only heard summaries, and one of the ones I recall the best is from Mullet Mike on the Sticky Paddle channel, who does the creepy gaming. He's very good. If you ever get bored, watch some of his. Those are always fun. And he's actually one of the reasons I decided to do this. Him and Udahar and some other gamers, and of course Yuri of Wind with his shitty creepypasta story time. But originally the story said that Gil got a sword from Noah's dad's ancient sword collection to fight the doll with. I guess the writer got embarrassed by it or something and pulled out with this crap. That disappoints me greatly. I wanted a sword fight. Man. The Tails doll caught it again and killed Gil. The Tails doll went back into the TV upstairs. Or the upstairs TV, whatever. The police then came to the house because the neighbors called, saying that they heard a lot of noises coming from Noah's house. These sentences are so choppy and blocky and ugh. But when they got there, Noah and Gil were both upstairs in Noah's bedroom. I'm assuming they're still dead. Doesn't say. But I'm assuming we're supposed to assume. One of the police officers took the Sega Saturn to the station, and his partner said that there was no murder weapon. The end, I guess. So that's the Tails doll curse, ladies and gentlemen. A rather short one compared to my last two, but I had a lot more fun with this one, as it didn't make me as angry as the Ed, Edd and Eddy Lost episode did. Thank you, God. So, what was wrong with this? Oh, the cliché opening. That's a big one. I'm sorry, but the game is evil, so they give it away for free angle is just so cliché and so lame. You see it so often, it's just painful. Not to mention, I really didn't care much for either of the main characters. Noah was a fucking dumbass. Who seriously hits a TV with a hammer to fix it? Or takes in a blood-soaked doll from the doorstep after hearing the doorbell a few times? Bad Noah. Bad. But he did have one thing on Gil, a down-to-earth mind. Looking at this in a different way, what if the game really wasn't haunted, just messed up, so Gil was being a tightwad for no reason? Of course, we know it was haunted, but the instant suspicion thing is so boring to the point it's kind of annoying. If you were so fucking suspicious, why didn't you break the game when you had a chance? It was clearly evil, didn't cost you a dime. Noah would have been mad, you say? Big fucking whoop. As said, he's a dumbass who was going to get you killed. Find a better friend. And then there's our titular killer, the Tails doll. He has to be the most static and boring character to me. There's no clear explanation to why any of this shit happened. There might be a story out there somewhere, I don't know. Hell, it might even do a good enough job to explain what happened and make the character scary. But from the perspective of a bored kid and reading this out of the blue without any former knowledge, the character falls super flat. I see no reason to be afraid of him other than the fact it's a moving doll that kills people. And don't get me started on the people who believe Tails doll is a real thing. People, get a grip. It's a character made by Sega, for crying out loud. Someone just took the character, saw horror potential, and wrote a story. I do admire they thought out of the box and saw potential in the little guy. I just poo-poo that they did a poor job narrating it. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one true killer doll. He's been king since the 80s, and he's not giving up his throne to this fuzzy loser. But in the end, I do feel that the Tails doll curse definitely has its own little wing in the Hall of Storytelling Infamy. Anyway, thanks for joining me today for some cruel and unusual story time. If you really enjoyed the video, why not give us a like and subscribe to help me get those fuzzy feelings inside? Want to read the story for yourself to see I wasn't joking much? It'll be in the description below. But be sure to read it fast. Don't want him taking out any more of the good material like the sword fight we didn't get to have. Man. If you have any story suggestions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll read it over and see if I can't make me rage just a little bit. Remember, the worse the stories are for me, the better it'll be for you. I'll see you all real soon.